that if it comes to Nigeria, most likely to come to Lagos. Therefore, we were prepared. So we started reactivating our protocols. Remember, we learned from Ebola. We had Ebola and we were able to shut it down. So we didn't forget that experience. So that helped us to understand what might happen. Because of Ebola, we built a lab, biosecurity lab, BSL-3, that allows us to manage all these pathogens. So, and we've trained a lot of our civil servants, doctors, they've gone for 2-3 year training in immunology and all sorts of things. So we knew that we have some foundation, infrastructure foundation that allows us to prepare. But again, everybody was learning. Nobody really knew what COVID-19 was in terms of full details. So we knew that we have to learn a lot of things, but we started preparing, and we have infectious disease hospital in Yaba. So we started clearing things out, started building isolation centers, and we are where we are now.
I was here doing Ebola, and I thought it was going to be, as simple as Ebola. All it took then for Ebola was, don't come near me. As long as there was no contact, it was easy for Ebola. I thought it was going to be like Ebola. Ebola, you did not need to, the spread syndrome was different as compared to COVID. Ebola is like a nursery school student. COVID is secondary school entering university. The levels was wicked. The week when Lagos state government asked that all venues be shut down, we're preparing for a show, Wise Undisputed. It's a top comedy show that we do every year. And whenever we do this show, we put in nothing less than 3 to 3.5 million. We had put that in, we had paid for the venue, paid for lighting, paid for stage, we had paid for small jobs, booked hotel for the artists, printed handbills, tickets, everything. Millions of naira had gone into this show. We're supposed to have it on a Sunday when the Lagos state government sent out a circular that no venue should operate. They sent it out by Wednesday for a show that we're billed to do on Sunday. 3 million don't go. 3 million naira in Nigeria of today. When the whole thing came out and we're told, as at Thursday morning I was still begging. I told them, I said, look, I will bring the whole sanitizer factory down to the venue of the show. If it takes for them to use sanitizer to bath before they enter into, please just let this show hold so that we don't waste money. But they said it was totally possible and it was totally impossible. And that has set us back up till now by 3 million.
The intention for Mask Up Lagos is for every citizen, when you are in public, you should wear a mask. That's the essence. So that the essence is to stop you from transmitting the virus from yourself to another person, or from another person to transmit it to you. So it's to protect you and protect your neighbor. It's simple as that. There are people in UK, in the US that say they won't wear masks. I was reading a news report, somebody on Southwestern Airlines from Colorado going to Los Angeles that says they have to remove that family because they said they won't wear a mask. There is a constitutional right not to wear a mask. And so it's part of humanity, but all we just need to do is to keep explaining to people that in order for you to protect yourself and protect others, you must wear a mask. You must do the right thing, follow the protocols. So it's, even though you might be strong, you might have the immunity, but you have a grandmother, you have a wife, you have children at home that you can infect. And as such, you create problem for yourself and for others. So it's just to continue but like we said, we're all human beings, we are different, we believe in different things. And some people might believe that, okay, it is not real or whatever. But the truth is real, people are dying, and people that don't accept these protocols have regretted in some cases.
It has been terrible on my part of the business. It's been something else. There has not been any solution. I've been looking at other people say what are multiple streams of income, blah blah blah. All my streams of income are still related to entertainment, and so when the entertainment industry is not functioning, it's really, really, really bad business for us. We've been going through a lot. There are so many things that my kids and my family have been, deprived of. They had to reduce so many things.
During the lockdown, we all have a routine because the children, there's a time that they have to be on the Zoom, there's virtual things, so there's time for them. And for me too, I have to make sure that I wake them up at a particular time because for most of their schools, their virtual learning the training starts exactly the time that they go to school. So if it's 7:30, the computer has to be open by 7:30. So you cannot sleep over the time that, I have to wake up at 10 o'clock. No. So I have to make sure that we wake them up. I have to make sure that they have to go and wash their hands. I even have their bath before they go. And they have to be in their uniform. So all those things, it becomes a routine thing for us. Only when I think they started the holiday last week. So now we can sleep over for more than 7:30. Yeah. So now we all have to wake up, the routine, and everybody has to be ready to take care of the everyday. And even Oga, my husband, Dr. Hamzat, even when most of the time in the meeting, he always have meeting in the house. The virtual training is always constant, and one or two people still come in, but with that, I have to make sure that he's ready. I have to make sure that he wears his masks. He doesn't forget it before he comes downstairs. I have to make sure that what else, Donnie?
Because I don't forget anything.
So I just have to kind of be on top of him all the time. Wear your mask, sometimes he put that. It doesn't matter whether you're outside or inside. As soon as you're having visitors, you're having contact with somebody else. It's not about you. It's about both of you and them. You don't know who has it. This thing, they don't write it in front of your forehead. So please wear this thing. And as soon as they finish the meeting, we make sure that the sanitizer, I always try, I have a small sanitizer that I put in his pocket. Even though, do you have your sanitizer with you?
No.
I always put it in his pocket so that at least if it's not close by the water and the soap, he can always use his sanitizer for a quick thing, which we all know that washing hands is the best. That is the only thing that actually takes it off. And when it's sneezing, you have to make sure that you protect others too. Because, so we try our best.
And the good thing is our positivity rate is going down. So we are testing more people, or less people are testing positive, which means we are flattening out. And therefore, that makes us happy that we are fighting the battle. But you never know, as you see in Spain, as you see in Germany, as you see in France, there's a second wave coming. So we have to be prepared in case anything happens. But for now, it seems like we are winning the battle. In the past 2-3 weeks, I don't think there's been any death due to COVID that we know of in all our institutions. So it seems that we are getting very well at it. There is a 94-year-old man that came in 3-4 days that we are battling. That's doing very well now. So it seems that we're getting into the regimen better, and we believe that we are winning the battle. But like I said, until it is over, you never say it's over.
There's a point when one of my major problems was sleeping. It still is. It has just improved a little bit now. I had to be placed on medications. I found out that I wasn't sleeping well, I wasn't eating well, I wasn't breathing well. I'll spend hours just being alone. There's a lot of coordination problems. I was easily forgetting things, easily. Things would just keep my mind. It was like you go into a trance, as if it skips you. Myself and my wife would be talking, and I would say, I want to talk. I'm always able to give the first 2 or 3 sentences, and then it just skips my mind. It just goes, So, prior to then, I had a few friends who were top doctors in hospital. I still have them. And they said because we couldn't come to the hospital, because everybody who came to the hospital, you know, especially even up till now, were always seen as potential COVID-19 patients. You don't know who is who, so people are scared. And so when I told them the symptoms and so on and so forth, they said, look, you're gradually almost slipping into a depression and you have to deal with it. The first thing is that you first have to get your sanity back and you have to sleep. Don't let anything finish you, don't let anything kill you. First, you have to get this and this and this medication. And so I was given a few antidepressants.
My dad told me that, David, you speak well. Why can't you just see something on video and let's see what I can do with it? So then like that, I started to grow. He told me that he wanted me to open a YouTube channel. He did. He said he wanted more things, like more social media platforms. So he did all of that for me, and he will help me do at times my mom will help me shoot the video. At times he will, if I come to discuss with him one-on-one, he will want me to jot one or two things down that I've said, because he will tell me that he really, really likes it. So then from there we started to develop and to do more things.
All right, early morning walk this morning with my son. My strength has been my kids. My strength has been, my wife is not really a talker. She doesn't talk much, but she encourages. I remember up until now, for most people, one of the things that also has pushed me apart from family has been prayers.
The worst, I think, is behind us. When this thing happened, like we said, there doesn't seem to have it. We all don't seem to have a thorough understanding of how it is and how it will manifest. Even World Health Organization was a bit confused at the initial stage, but now everybody seems to have learned. We are getting better information. So the worst is behind us, and I think, like my wife said, what is important is for us to now take the positives. So don't let us relax the fact that, so what is wrong with cleaning your hands? You can't go wrong, because they said that on a daily basis, on the average, people touch their faces, noses like 35 times. So the reality is we have that tendency. So let's clean our hands, let's wash our hands, let's be hygienic, let's do things the right way, and let's care for ourselves and our neighbors. So if we do that, I'm sure. And then let's be prayerful so that God can help us reduce this pandemic. But we must do our part. Thank you very much.